of you niggas ain't real. Some of you niggas ain't real. Some of you niggas ain't real. Some of you niggas ain't real.
Man, peace. What's up, y'all? Welcome. Man, I guess it got so hot. It deserves.
It's still music. It's still music. The same song. What's going on with your phone?
That ain't me. That's your phone. Cause see, I just dropped you and it stopped. Like that's crazy. Like what they do? They got you tapped, dog. I'm finna invite you again to see what's up. As soon as I added her, it went to plan. They got you tapped, dog. The
Same
conversation was
shit,
too
and they
good.
Oh
know
my
it.
God, it's me. Oh my God.
Hey, the conversation, like, think about it, bro. We talking about good, positive stuff, trying to help each other out, man
And
and
niggas
woman.
ain't shit,
Guess what they
and
play?
they
They
know it. And
Look,
they
at I didn't put it
oh, they
on.
trying to
Oh
stop
my
the
God, that was
vibe, dog.
me. It was
They
me. Oh my God, it was me the whole
yeah.
time.
Oh, hey man, they is not finna stop us, man. They
That
is
was
not
crazy. I
finna
didn't go
stop
into my
us.
Apple Music at all. That's
That's why.
wild.
don't
Hey,
try to
y'all
play us, man.
like the live.
You was subliminal on that. Well, don't try to play us. You know what I'm saying?
No. Listen, let me tell you something that I didn't want to say. I'm a federal government employee. Okay,
They trying to infiltrate us.
I'm a federal government employee as of the last 2 weeks. I
Okay,
know
hold on.
that was them. I know that was them.
hold on, hold on,
They've
hold
been
on, hold on,
watching.
hold on.
Hold
Civi, Civi or three letter.
Huh?
Um, the,
Oh, your three letter.
the people that you hate,
Okay, no, say no
that
more.
everybody hate.
I
I
used
ain't
to,
saying it. You won't get me to
I
say
used to
that.
work. I used to work in the DMV, and I used to be a government contractor for 25 years. So you know what I mean. I already know.
So mine worse than yours. Okay, when I say the people that everybody hates.
I can pretty much figure who you talking about.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I used to work for DCF, and I could sell those 3 letters, and then I went up to someone else, and that I ain't got nothing to say.
Are you in the DMV for real?
Go up to the highest level of government employees.
No, no, no.
No,
I'm
you
saying, are you in the DMV
was
though?
in the DMV.
You didn't. No, I'm not. You didn't catch what I was saying.
I no, I caught it. I caught it for real. I caught it for real.
Thank you. Okay,
I
then we're
caught it
gonna
for
be
real.
quiet
Yeah, yeah,
about it because
yeah, 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 yeah,
apparently.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Congratulations though.
carry on.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Hey,
Congratulations though.
I.
I'm not gonna say thank you or nothing else. I'm just gonna say, okay,
Oh man.
okay. That's why I work. That's why I
uh,
work.
man.
That's all I got to say. Mm-mm.
So let's pick back up. Where was we at, Ali?
Yeah. Well, before we get to that, let's catch up for the people who may not know what's going on. This is part
Recap.
two. Yeah, this part two of episode four of an episode of knowledge for knowledge, and exchange of information with Knowledge Ali. And the topic that we've been on is what's really wrong with single mothers. And I'm before you take it the wrong way, want to click off and oh, this is woman bashing shit. It's not. Please trust me. It is not. It is a very enlightening and very deep conversation we have, and I'm waiting for one other lady that was on the panel to hopefully join back with us. But yeah, like yeah, we not only are identifying some things or some weaknesses amongst the strengths that single mothers have, but also what us as the father as well can do, and not just what the court make us or not allow us to do. So yeah, now we can go back into what we was on. So you want to pick up where you left off, Kel? For we
Niggas
had
ain't shit, and they know it, and they. Oh, sorry.
I know, man. Wow, that's
I'm
crazy.
gonna be laughing about that for a minute, but no,
Yeah.
I think that, like I said before, it was never in the primary thing that we as a people should really be talking about best interest of the child. It was never intended for anybody to be raising a child by themselves. There are too many gifts that are supposed to be um, endowed into that child from both sides. And I know for a fact that there are a lot of people who particularly are ignoring the gifts of fathers, or they're downplaying gifts of mothers. And I definitely understand those types of things. However, again, in the best interest of the child is the one that is that takes the brunt of those absences, right? And so we were talking about what's a method, or how do we get from point A to point B?
Yes.
And I think since money is the driver of all of this, in my opinion, we have to start with the money, and the money controls the system. Then we can actually get somewhere, but we have to start. That's a macro scenario. You know what I'm saying? A 10,000-foot level scenario, but we have to start with the best interest. And I would say this. I know that there are a percentage of men out there who have no intentions of doing right by their child. I fully accept that. I think all men fully accept that. Right. So I'll give you an example, right? You can't have a father involved if you don't know who the father is. And there are men out there who are raising someone else's child and they don't even know it. So I think one thing is, hey, if we had mandatory DNA tests of every birth, now that doesn't have to come out of anybody's pocket directly. Be a part of, just like you test your child for jaundice when they're born. You test the DNA. No man should wittingly, or in an emotional state because of birth. It's a happy moment. It's a cathartic moment. To be raising somebody else's child, we need to start with that. Those are the things that are going to keep us out of courts, right? On the other side of that, right, we have to that forces, because my particular belief is that the traumas that we're all going through are as a result of a lack of accountability. And accountability starts with the decisions that you make. That's how the word convicts us. The decisions you make first and foremost. I talked about this before in a video I did. When God came, when Adam and Eve fell, he asked both of them, what did you do? He knew their heart. He knew what was going on in their mind. But he said he gave each one the opportunity to be accountable. And when you're accountable, hey, you know what? I'm too fast. I shouldn't be letting 2-3 dudes, have sex with me raw in a 3-4 day period. That's ridiculous.
So,
dude, you shouldn't be having sex with 2 or 3 women in a 3 or 4 day span. That's ridiculous. Raw. That's ridiculous. You're setting yourself up for failure. It's eventually going to catch up with you. It doesn't make sense.
Facts. What is it? Pineapple? Yeah, speak on that. Pineapple. Asher, ask that. Speak on that aloud, Pineapple. What you put in the
I want to
comments?
speak on it alive, but my baby's asleep, so I'm trying to tune in without saying too much. But I just wanted to know, like, how would that affect child support? Like, with the mandatory DNA, like, how would men be protected? Because, I see that, but then I see, like, it's scary. Because then, like, what if the man is the father and the woman go out and put him on child support the next week?
Well, let me respond to that, right? So first and foremost, I'm going to take it from the top down for you, okay? So if you have mandatory DNA testing at birth, on all births, married or not married, okay, you eliminate the opportunity for people to be playing with you and your emotions and your money. What a lot of people don't know is 40% of children tested, 40% of children tested, the father is not the parent, or the supposed father is not the parent. You know, that man is not the father. That's a pubic hair away from 50%, 1 and 2. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. So when you're talking about 40% of those men literally not paying anything to something that is not their own, right? If that's your child, the way our laws say is that you are required to financially support that child. That's not a problem. That shouldn't be looked at as a problem, right? But then we have to go back to the system itself of what's going on with the establishment of, you know, the custodial versus non-custodial parent. Um, you know, being what it is, we're going to leave that alone for a second. But you know, it is yes. If that is your child, you should have a want and a willingness to endow that child with your financial support. From my perspective, however, the financial support the financial support which is enforced by child by you know, child support enforcement, or whatever you all would call it in your particular state. If we have a child support enforcement agency, then we need to have a child visitation enforcement agency as well. We can't have the state just enforce one aspect of a court order. And far too often, the reason why a lot of times, and again, I'm not talking about the brothers that are out there that don't want to have anything to do with their kid and are actively avoiding that situation. That's not the majority of us. It's not the majority. It's not even close. But it's become the narrative. And again, you know, because it's the narrative, there is a presumption that oh, I've got to take all the power that I need to take because you were going to be sometimey with your situation. Well, I'll be honest with you. If a man knew where his money was going and was assured that his money was going for the support of that child 100%, okay, that's not going to be a problem. The problem is men don't know that. That's why they have a problem. Most of them. The second thing is, you know what I'm saying? I know you know, I guess the first thing is I know that that's my child. I don't have to go through any other steps and having an emotional bond with something that I'm not sure is my own child. We take care of that. So now we know that that's yours. Your money should flow behind that. That's true, right?
Yeah.
But I need to have access with my child on my own that doesn't have anything to do with the mother having a problem or this or that or third. Just like we trust you to raise the child in a safe and whatnot environment, that same trust has to go with a father that wants to be involved. And if you're not certain of that, right, there's common sense things that we can do without putting the court on the backs of those fathers to say, oh, now you're going to lose. How about, okay, you know, hey, father, you know, what is your experience with children? You have any little brothers? Did you get raised in a multiple child household? Oh, you didn't? Oh, this is your first foray into that? Okay. Well, we're going to presume that that mom has other women that are going to help give her that education. You know what? We're going to reduce the child support a little bit, and you take that parenting class, right? And you take that parenting class for infants, and you take that parenting class for toddlers, and you take that parenting class for, um, 5 to 8 year olds, or whatever the case may be. And you present that certificate here in court, and we're going to knock that down a little bit because we can trust you. We have objective evidence that we can trust you, that you have a knowledge base to be safe and parent safely with that child. That's easy. That's easy, right? And we can do that on our own, but oftentimes it's really not about the interest of the child at all. It's really about control. It's really about alienation. It's really about affecting a result because, the relationship did not go in the direction that people wanted it to go.
So, hey, Kel, so like let me touch on this with you. Like you say, like so like what if with the like what they trying to put into play with the being able to have a DNA test at birth, right?
Hmm.
So like let's say it turns out it's that man's child.
Hmm.
Should it be a means to where if that is the confirmation, that woman should not be able to put that man on child support without that man having the ability to take care of his child first and foremost. Then again, I feel like we
So
should
wait a
really
minute.
have
Let me make sure we're on the
in the
same
first
page.
place.
Break that down a little bit for me. I'm assured of this. We're on the same page to answer that
Right,
question. So
right. How would
so
like
DNA
I'm
test,
trying to
the
see how?
child is
Yeah.
his,
Uh
right?
huh.
DNA
Mhm.
test, the child is his.
Mhm.
Um, so because now the child is established, the child is his. We have a direct line of financial responsibility to support that child, right?
Yes.
Okay. And now what? Now after that?
I'm saying if that is confirmed,
Hmm.
the woman should not be able, or the mother should not be able to go and put that man on child support.
Can I answer?
I would say
Please.
it would have to have some stipulations or some things that would have to be met. I understand that's some gray area, but yeah, go ahead, May from Heaven. You can speak on it.
It's made from above.
I'm sorry, May
I
from
know
above. Please
people
forgive
think
me.
it's made from heaven, but really I'm just always working with my higher self. That's all.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I have a cousin who went through this with his girlfriend. They had a baby, and we all like we stand up for ours. We are a village, okay? So we all stepped in. We had a day with this baby. We taking care of this baby. Everything, baby don't need nothing. The mother one day says, "Well, I think I'm gonna put him on child support," and we all individually with her, unbeknownst to each other, was telling her, "Don't do it. Don't do it." Because this family is going to step up and take care of that baby. But you fool around and put us on papers, and we going to be feeling some kind of way. Whatever they tell you you get, it's going to be what you get. So we might do a little bit
There it
extra,
is.
but we ain't going to be doing all that we doing. And she did it, and she felt it for a little while. But of course, we being who we be, we still stepped up in that child's life, and that child is grown now. And when I say she is networked into the family, because that's how it is supposed to be. But some people, if you put them on, they done. Whatever the paper say is what you get. No more, no less. And that's not necessarily the best thing, because now what if the child needs something extra? You
And
supposed
really and
to
truly, if the other parent knows that you don't need it, they really will do that.
mm-hmm.
And that's the main thing. Women need stipulations because we're no different. The relationship ended. It happened. Get over your emotions and get over your shit and be a parent.
Yes. Unfortunately, we ain't all ready for that. But I'm witness and tell. If I knew that my money was going to the child and not to get your nails done, Or forget
Because
to
the
look
thing about it
after
is,
it.
what happens in this situation is when you got help from all sources, then now your money go to you, and that's not okay. It's not okay. And I can speak from my own experience. My parents would do whatever for my children. I was young and dumb, and I put my baby there on child support. But in the time frame that I took him off of child support, because I stand 10 toes down with saying it's not their responsibility. So my baby dad is on child support because my parents don't. I get angry every time they buy them something. We have the money. I don't need this. And I'm speaking up for the woman that I am. The reason that I put him on child support is so they wouldn't have to be a grandparent. Enjoy your retirement. I chose to have these children. Don't do it. Make their fathers do what they're supposed to do. And then I'm also the woman that says, keep your money, spend time with my child. I got it. So I tell everybody not to monetarily contribute to my children. I take full responsibility for mine, even to my detriment sometimes. My parents get so upset. You've been struggling, and baby, listen, and I made it happen. So I'm on the other side of this now, right? So what's the problem?
That's a good scenario, and I definitely agree with you because you standing up and accepting your responsibilities, and you being extra big by doing it all on your own. But sometimes, since it's not a handout, it actually helps the child because they, like my grandkids, every time they see me, they want to know if they're gonna get a gift. Now we don't live in the same state, so of course every time they see me, they get a gift. But I do that not out of obligation, but because I just love them so much, and I want them to look forward to that. That's part of our bonding time. Because I also sit there and spend time with them with whatever it is that I have brought them.
And
And
that's really the place that I want my parents to get to.
yeah,
I don't want y'all dropping off groceries when I just spent $450 for groceries.
yes,
Because they want fast food, and I'm setting boundaries. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that's happening. So both of your fathers are paying child support. So why would I ask you for anything?
you would.
And I don't. So there's a different space here, because I got here as a woman that does get child support from both of her children's fathers, right? I'm in this space because I asked you for something that I needed in the moment, and you didn't give it to me. So now, instead of arguing with you and adding extra stress on my children, I'm gonna. So let's keep in mind, both of my children's fathers pay $300 a month, so that ain't really that much. But I put myself in position, and I continually put myself in position because I can't depend on anybody for a decision that I made. I'm taking full accountability for the people that they showed themselves to be. So that's another thing, right? These women need to understand too. If the nigga was showing you he wasn't what he was supposed to be, and you still laid down with him, hey baby, you gotta look at yourself and say, this is what I'm finna get.
I mean, you're right on that. And oftentimes we don't do that. We worried about now the baby is here, how I'm going to make it, instead of worrying about how you going to make it before the baby even is an issue.
So I was conditioned. This is how my daughter had been. So my baby's father, not I'm putting my business all out, but it's gonna help somebody. So he wanted me. I was a freshman in college at FAMU, and he wanted me to have an abortion. I thought about it up until the time he was on the road to come here, and I was like, I don't want to make that move. So I had a conversation with him to say, hey, I'm going to take on the major responsibility for my child. I knew who you was when I met you. I made the decision. So, but you decided to try to show yourself to be different. Hey, you asked, I'm not going to argue with you about it. So he been off child support 2 and 3 times, but at the end of the day, I got to the point where I said I made this decision. Even the small amount that I get, I'm gonna be thankful for, and not put my parents in that, my family in that position. Because at that, the last time he was like, just put me on child support. Okay. Because there were, it was up and downs. Like that happened when she was like, she's 16 now. She about to be 17 next month. It was years and up and down. So we went through it, but the many times I took him out child support, oh, you don't want nothing from me. I don't. I don't want nothing from you. Well, I'm putting my own stuff on child support. Okay.
But did you hear yourself say that you don't want nothing from him?
I told my ex-husband the same thing.
I know,
I
but listen, because you don't have to take from them. But let them do for them. And if
So the thing about it is, in the position I'm in, is it's not monetary for me.
okay.
I want you to be there for your children. Keep your money. Be present. Keep your money. That's how he got to the agreement where he put himself on child support. Because you chose not to be present for your children. Because I've already told you, I got mine. I got it. I'm going to put myself in position. I want you to be present in their lives so when they grow up, they can look back and have memories with their father. They can say they had a parent. I told both of them, I don't want your money no more. Keep it. Just be present.
Wow. In those very delicate situations, I have a very similar situation. My biological father, my mother, they went to a HBCU as well, and my my uncles, pardon, my uncles told him a very similar thing about, we don't, we got this and that and the third. And I remember him telling me after we reconnected many, 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 many years. I'm 51 now. I actually met him for the first time at the age of 49, 48. And the one thing that we had together was that, he wanted to apologize to me. He wanted to, and I said, listen, my mom didn't put, first of all, my mom remarried and went, and so I always had a father. You know what I mean? Number one, that's kind of biblical. That's for another topic. But I said to him, my mom didn't put a demon inside me to hate you. My curiosity why you didn't come through is what challenged me. And I said to him, and he said, I want your forgiveness because when your uncle stepped to me, it made me feel like I had no position or place in your life. And so I threw up my hands. I was, him now 70, looking back on it, I was 20 years old. I was 20 years old. I was scared. I'm in college. I was scared. I was confused. And I said, listen, as a man now, I can understand what a 20-year-old is going to go through. You're not the same man. You're not even remotely the same person. You were more, even though your age said 20, you were more of a kid. You was only out on your own for 2 years. You're a kid. And oftentimes we don't conceptualize that you're a man, and we're supposed to always walk in our manhood. But what is that? You know what I'm saying? That's still a young person trying to figure it out.
Yes.
And I wondered aloud with him and with my mom too. What if the conversation was different? This boy is going to need you. He needs to know your side of his family, of his makeup. He's going to need you. I don't need you, right? I don't need you to make what I need to make happen for the child. That's not the point. He's going to need you. And that missing piece that he has is going to have repercussions that I can't necessarily, he's going to deal with them. I can't necessarily deal because it's his life he's going to be operating in, right? And so for your child, put it together, get it together. Not for me. This is not an indication of, you know what I'm saying? You're not, that child needs you to get it together, to be consistent, to have discipline, to be the man that you want to become. Start with him in practice. And I wonder if we're having those kinds of conversations, would that change a significant amount of men's minds about why? Again, a lot of attorneys are telling men, don't worry, you might as well let them kids go because courts are not going to give you what you want, which is equal access. They're not.
However, why would anybody agree to that? You're gonna let your flesh and blood go? I don't understand that.
It's because they know that men are not truly going to fight for it. They're not going to put the money in, or either they can't afford it or don't have the time, so they rather not waste their time and rather talk them out of it than trying to help them.
Which is crazy because joint custody, you can agree to have that done. You don't need their approval.
We don't. If in my perspective on this, and this is what I've told specifically my ex-husband, because my daughter has decided that she doesn't want to deal with her father. That's a different conversation. But I told my ex-husband, I said, hey, let's get us out the way. Okay? Our marriage didn't work, but we still created a beautiful child. So why? I don't understand how a real man, would allow their flesh and blood to be taken care of by somebody else and not want to be a part. You don't want to see the first time he plays football. You don't want to see the first time he goes to middle school. You don't want to see the first time he changes and decides that, hey, Mom, I played an instrument today. It's kind of cool. Why don't you want to see these moments? So to me, on this earth, there is not a person that can tell me that to let my kids go. That won't happen.
Well, I'm going to only respond to the points. It's not a personal attack, right?
Correct.
On your opinion.
Correct.
Okay, so, because I can appreciate that to a certain degree. I shouldn't have to fight for what's already done. It should already be done. Fighting, I don't know that a lot of women understand the cost.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, because something's wrong with the live.
We back, y'all. I don't know what happened. Like they took the whole. I had to come find y'all.
Oh, did you get a strike?
How you gotta find your own live? Like I just seen your message.
I'm sitting there listening to Kel like cooking, right? And then the whole screen just go away. And I got the open TikTok back up. And then I'm trying to be like, okay, do I need to just Like I got the message from Pineapple, and I'm like, yo, I got to restart the live for the third time. They cut my shit, right? And I'm like hitting the button to go back live to get back to y'all. It's saying you already live. I'm like, how, Sway? How?
Yeah, that's the ops.
Yo,
Right.
it's
It's a lot of
It's the
it's a
ops.
lot of things that's going on.
we
They don't
cooking.
want us having these types of
They don't
conversations.
want this message to go forth.
It's
They
what's
don't.
needed.
It is
It's
needed.
what's needed.
Because guess what? What we're saying tonight, the different experiences and perspectives are going to change the world. They want the world to stay the way it is. And baby, I'm not going for it.
Me neither.
We tired of operating in chaos, man.
I'm not. I'm done with it. I made my decisions. I take accountability for what I made in the past. And I'm trying to do better actively. So if that means me telling my personal business and saying where I was wrong and taking accountability for the things I did wrong, hey, this is gonna do what to help me and the world and my children. Most importantly,
Listen,
my children.
you helped me already because I don't do that. It's hard for me to really pull deep personal private stuff, but I applauded you for being proud enough to do that because someone does need to hear your story. Someone needs to hear mine too. And that's the thing that we gotta get over.
And the
Yeah,
thing about it was
called the
like
transparency.
God has been dealing with me over the last 2 months about keeping my mouth shut. And what I realized, especially with this last situation, this last miracle that God gave me concerning my daughter, He told me, I let you go through this so you can help somebody else. I let you go through it and I brought you out so you can tell somebody else when they get in that space, you can tell them about me. You can help them. Because the truth of the matter is, my family is a family of pastors. Like my daddy and his brother both pastors. They both have 2 thriving ministries. For the things that we've gone through in the last 3 years, it doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is for us to share the message. So I gotta get out my own way. I gotta tell you how my daughter cussed me out and told me how I was looking crazy, and I don't like the way it came to me because that was wrong. But I had to. It hurt me to my core, and I had to sit back and say, "What am I not listening to? How did this child?"
Yeah, our kids are a reflection of ourselves. So if our kid comes to us, and even if we don't like it, at the end of the day, we do need to step back and go, hold on, obviously I'm not right for my kid to be doing this.
I'm
But
actually
getting
live
back to
on the
that,
live.
but getting back though, I want women to understand that I'll try to put it to you. I'm trying to put it to you in an analogy. Right? When you have there's a man that you know who's interested in you. He's interested in you, but you're not interested in him. And you've made it explicitly clear that the door is closed or doesn't even exist for you to walk through and have access to you. And I'm not just talking about sexually. I'm talking about in any form, right? As a woman, when he gets that message, when you've told him explicitly, what do you want him to do? You want him to leave you alone, right? I'm going to present that it is that same mentality that is going on through a man. Once the doors are closed, once you've tried, I'll tell you right now, I've been married twice. This is my second marriage. I have this same exact situation going on with my first wife. We have 3 beautiful children, 2 twin boys, one being my junior, and a beautiful daughter. And I literally, not only did I break myself, spend every last dime that I had accumulated and saved, but I also spent money that wasn't mine.
Mm.
Okay, to try to have access to my kids beyond phone calls, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So you were transparent. You were transparent, sweetie. I'm gonna be transparent right behind you and support that. Um, when the door is closed, that's also a sign that what God said no. And since you're a preacher's kid, I know you can understand that. Sometimes when God says no, you know that He's doing these things for your benefit. That it's going to
What is
come
it?
back around.
Rejection for protection?
I don't know if I
Yes,
would call it that. I don't know if I
but
would call it
no.
that.
Yes and
Yeah, it's
no.
like it's just a little bit of a little sprinkle
Well,
of it.
here's the thing, and since he mentioned my Christian background, let me start talking on that level because I've been careful not to go there.
Hey,
No,
I'm
why
here
not?
with you.
Put
I'm a
that out
church
there,
girl,
bro.
so go ahead and
Well,
go
I
there.
mean, my whole thing
Yeah.
was so there's a lot of things that we have as people have to handle outside of God because He's given us responsibility to do that. So I did not speak on that specifically and on purpose. But since you want to bring God into it, let's speak about it.
Let's speak about it.
So here's my perspective. Only my perspective and my opinion. And only based on my experience, not everybody else. I don't speak for all women. I don't speak for all Christians or even other church girls. But what I have found, what I have found is that when God removes something, it's because for two reasons, like I said earlier. Sometimes He brings you through something to take you through so you have more knowledge about the situation. And then other times it's because you put yourself in a position that He never wanted from you in the beginning. It's the permissive will that you operate in and not the perfect will. So we need to actually operate in the perfect will of God. So then a lot of things that we talking about right now wouldn't even be an issue if we were operating in the perfect will of God. So the question is, what is it going to take for you to get out of the perfect will and get back into the permissive will? And I'm asking this not only to you all, but to myself. What will it take? Because Jeremiah 29:11 says that He knows the plans He had for you, thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you an expected end. He knew. He said from before you, and then another scripture. I can't remember that one right now, but I knew you before you was forming your mother womb.
Right.
I already had the plan for you. So, because He gives us free will, we operate in situations and spaces and people, right, that put us in these positions. My whole everything I've been saying since the beginning of this live, and in the beginning it was just me and Ali. I've been saying accountability. Take accountability for the place that you're in. You don't have now. You don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to do that. But what you have to do is understand the things that were of this world before we got here. The plans for you before you got here. Somebody sat up there and had a plan for you when you left him. And because He's a just God, He allowed you to go through these things so you could learn your lesson, so that you could inevitably come back to Him and say, God, I see what you're doing. I did this and I did this and I did that. That's how I got here. Accountability is the only way we can make change. And that's the statement from this whole life. We can talk about what men do, what women do. We are all the same people. We all have the same 24 hours, the same choices to make. And if we first say, I got here because I made this choice, and then I don't like it, so what can I do to change it? And be real and say, the truth of the matter is, It's real simple. Get out of the permissive will and go back to the perfect will. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got to say.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I'm reminded of two myself. And he
Right,
said,
you put it so nicely.
I, and he said, you meant it for evil, but God made it good. That's number one.
All things work together
Right.
for the good
So
of the Lord
God,
and the Lord.
and that was the second one. All things work together for the good of those that love the Lord and are called into his purpose.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? To bring it all the way back to the circle, when you're talking about, I understand I understand, and I literally have half a dozen friends that are going through the same thing. They want to be involved. They want to have their time. They want to form those bonds and those relationships. They're not allowed to, or they're prevented from doing so. And I'm not speaking for the men that don't and try to have an umbrella statement about us, because I know too many brothers that are going through that situation. I know too many that want, no matter what happened with the relationship with their exes, no matter what the dollars, if they're available, hey, that's my child, and my child should know that I'm here for them and that I'm for them, not not against them, or not, apathetic to them. So I at a certain point in time, when the doors keep getting closed and the money starts running out, and if you gotta, imagine that a man who had all the money in the world, or $1 million, they would spend it to have access to their kid. If you ask a lot of brothers, hey, if the mom wasn't involved, I'd have my kid by my side at all times.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that because at this point, when we're talking about our community, when we're talking in that space of the men that want, it's not a small, outspoken minority. We're talking about 40, at a minimum, 40% of the men that are out there that have kids that want to be, especially those that came from marriage. And I understand with respect to your particular situation,
Yeah.
there are a plethora of men that are out there that don't want this, that don't want that absence or that enmity between themselves and the child's mom, or between themselves and their own child. And they're being told, they're being counseled by people who are supposed to know. They're running out of money. They're breaking themselves. And for not necessarily with our communities, but definitely with some YT communities, they're literally eating their gun because they don't have access. I'm plugged into a lot of father spaces. And literally, I'm talking about every week or every other week, there is a member of those communities that have unalived themselves because of the despair. You don't, and I know men, a lot of women may not even understand what a man goes through, but once a man gets to the full, unabashed, Ali, back me up on this. Once a man gets to that full despair and depression, not only is that a dangerous man, but that is a man that is his spirit of overcoming, his spirit of persistence and
I
consistency is
lost a
broken.
best friend, a male best friend that was severely depressed behind, he was just stressed out about how he was going to be able to support his kids. And it hurt him to his core. And to this day, it hurt me. And I'll be like, a part of me lives for him, because I'm like, I know what it's like to go through things when you have kids, but if he wanted to be here, he would be here for his kids. So I got to be here for my kids, because it can be very difficult when you, like, I had a situation with my child's father. He decided one day he wanted to act funny for no reason. When I said we don't have problems, we don't have problems, okay? I don't know where this came from. I let my son go with him. He decided to tell me he didn't want to give me my son back. I'm like, okay, whatever, you got your son. At least let me talk to him. He wouldn't let me talk to him. And I'm like, okay. But when it all came down to it, he ended up bringing my son back because he realized like how hard it was to actually take care of a child. But he just wanted to do that to spite me. And I did, it's like it was just out of the blue because I never did anything wrong. I didn't do anything to give him a reason, but it's a whole nother reason why I think he did that. But it made me look at things different because, like, I've never been to family court for anything. So when he took our son, when I went to the police, do you think the police did anything?
Mm-mm.
They didn't do anything. They said, "Is his name on his birth certificate?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "That's his son. We can't do nothing."
That's how
The
you know.
only way we can,
So,
yeah, they
here's
said,
the thing, though. Here's the one thing we have to, when we go to these family courts, we have to remember that there are three branches of government, right? So, there is the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. None of those include the police. They're there to enforce the laws. They don't make them. And when the judge says one thing, they can't enforce it. All they will tell you, and I've seen this working for them through the letters when I worked for the state. It was heartbreaking when the mothers came and they sat in my office and they said, "We just trying to do so. I just want something to be done." And there's nothing I can do. All we can say to you is go to court. So they enforce the laws, but it's only certain things they can do. If in that
yeah,
family agreement it says that he can have this, that's it. Now, if somebody's breaking the law, that's when they step in. And we as people have to remember that and
So,
stop going to them people.
that means we need our
exactly.
own people to go to. We need people that people can call. Listen, in my area, the bad kids get to come and stay with me. And guess what? I never even know that they're bad because when they're with me, they automatically know they can't act up like that. So I have a good time with them, and all I do is talk to them and say, "Hey, you ready to stop taking your mama through these heartaches because if she called me again, this is what's going to happen." That's really all that's going on my side.
Sometimes them kids just need attention. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, big brother Ali, man, I gotta bounce. I'm getting a look from the wife. You know what I mean? You know what that look mean. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely had to chime in on you, bro, because you know what I'm saying, I'm a supporter. You know what I mean? It was so wonderful to be on the panel with the ladies. Thank you all for sharing and being so transparent. I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? You know I'm gonna touch base with you, you know what I'm saying, in a minute. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you, brother.
I'm gone.
Um, you know, if y'all want to carry on, we can carry on. If not, I mean,
I mean, I want to talk about family court. Like,
what
everybody
you say?
doesn't go to family court. Like, in my situation, I never had to go. They basically figured out what needed to happen, and that's just been it. And, like, I'm curious to know, like, what, like, do people choose to go to family court? Does the state make them go to family court? Like, what are other people's experiences? Because I was confused when I went through it because I thought you automatically had to go to family court.
No, it's always a choice. So when you go through situations like divorce, then you don't have a choice. Or if you go through sometimes with child support, they make you go through it. That's a state thing. Um, Other than that, if you go to family court, that's the honestly those are the free option, right? Because it's automatic. They make you go through family mediation, so you have to be involved in the family court. But if there's a situation where you have a custody issue, You have to go in order to get what you want. That's the only time people have to choose.
Yes, because with me and my second child, we were fighting over who gets custody. Honestly, I wish I would have let his father raise his son, the father raise his son. But with my daughter, me and her father, we just agreed upon everything. We didn't bring the courts in at all. And that's ideal, but it's not always the case. And we kept our words.
Right. And there's levels to it as well. Right. So with me and my ex husband and our divorce decree, so we didn't go through mediation per se. When we decided to split, here's the stipulations. When we got divorced, we had to put that on the documents. That's how we got that. So in the child support situation, there was a family plan put in place that he's never adhered to and nobody ever enforced it. And that was that. So there's levels to it it depends on your level of not being able to agree between the two individuals. So the court can get involved on certain different levels. Um,
Okay, that
Gotta
makes
make
sense
you
because I
right.
didn't have to fight, so that I guess that's why I didn't have to go through it. Yeah, I just didn't have to fight. So,
Because they don't want
but
to
it's
fight with
something
you.
I wanted to mention. Like before I started having kids when I was younger, and like girls started having kids before 18, I've noticed the baby mama, baby daddy drama pattern, but I didn't get it at first. Because to me, I just thought it was girls just call themselves trying to be cute to show out, and so that's why they do certain things. But then as I got older, I learned to realize that the reason why these baby mamas act like that and why they want more is because they feel like because they have that man's child that they own that man and that man is basically supposed to bend over backwards whenever she says something because she has that man's child, and that he's just supposed to agree and he's not supposed to have any opinion or option on it because the baby came out of her. But it's like there's like no importance to the father at all. It's all self-centered on what the mother has done and what the mother has contributed and totally ignores the father, but they expected the father to come along and basically treat them like a queen, and even when they break up, they still expect the baby daddy to treat them like a queen. Like, that's a lot that I don't get.
I think that depends on the individual woman because I personally can't relate to that because I had the mindset that we in it to win it together for the child. So it was never about me and it was never about him. So I can't really relate to that. I just know that there are some women and men out there like that too.
Right. And I agree with you. Is it made from above? Made from above.
Make them above.
Because I was going to say heaven again.
I'll take
But
that
no,
one too.
but the thing about it is, the truth of the matter is, the reason that we're having this conversation, even though he said this was just to get our attention, um, the truth of the matter is, there are some single mothers that give us all a bad name.
True.
You out here making the baby daddy new girlfriend life hell, stalking them all, instead of focusing on the new life that you created after this relationship. And if you did that, and if you focus on the life that you have had, or the freedom after leaving the relationship, because nobody, is there applause? How did that just happen?
I don't know.
That just took me aback. Hold on, what? But the truth of the matter is, though, for whatever reason, that relationship you wanted to be free from. Celebrate your freedom. Rebuild your life. Stop worrying about what that man did. Even if he left you. I have been, again, Ali, stop.
Is it Ali?
It has to be him. Nobody can do that. But no, like, for real. Lost my train of thought. What was I finna say? So, nope, still lost it. See, I'm old. We can't do that. See, now you done messed up my train of thought. I can't even say what I was gonna
Look,
say.
you know, we gotta keep on talking. Just gotta keep going with it. You can't stop it.
Okay, so where was I at? What was I? Help me, y'all. Help. But mine done went completely blank. I'm having a golden girl moment. Jesus.
It's okay. Listen, we could talk forever when it comes to this topic because it's so much stuff going on. But we was talking about these women out here giving us all bad names.
Oh, I got it. I'm back. It
Yeah.
came back. Thank you.
That part.
It came back. So yeah, the truth of the matter is, like I said, even if he left you, you had to know that you wanted to be free. Because a woman leaves in her mind first. So, and that's, I could be wrong, but I think all women. You leave in your mind first. You might not stray out, but he doing some things you don't like. And if that man left you, baby, learn how to say thank you for the gift of goodbye. Okay? And take that time to rebuild yourself. Not stalk him and his new girlfriend. Not make the kids mad about their father. Not do, that small group of women is the people that I believe that this was directed to. Ali, am I right or wrong? I mean, hello? Is he even on here anymore? I think
He told us to just, keep it going. And so I guess he might have stepped out for a minute.
But this is what I believe in my heart, and I'm gonna roll with it. Because here's the thing, though: if a grown man, and that's what my friend is, I've known him for a long time. A grown man can make a post that says, or make a live that says, "What's wrong with single women?" It's not all of us, and I believe the women that are on this live have gone through it. And we can say that we get a stigmatism because of the baby mamas. I'm nobody's baby mama.
See it right there. It's like they always suspect us to be a baby mama. Like sometimes it just happens. It may be a marriage, it may be from a relationship. All of us are not bitter. Some of us take our kids and we move on. Like we move on, we learn our lesson. Like, come on now, what's the point of being stuck? Like, I don't see it because this is the scary part. I see women that are stuck on their baby daddies for 20, 30, 40 years. They be up in their 50s, 60s, still worried about their baby daddy. And I be like, oh my God.
That's so sad. It's so
Blame
sad.
that person for something that happened so long ago. Like,
Yes.
It's so much life to live.
yeah.
It's so many people whose hearts you can touch. It's so much that you have to do because every person on this earth has purpose. Are you literally that old neglecting your purpose because of a bad relationship? Make sense.
Some are.
Exactly.
All in your way.
I ain't gonna say my papa was a Rolling Stone, but he had kids in multiple households. But he was married to my mom. And those children are just as grown as I am. But when I tell you that I'm in my 50s still having civil rivalry that don't even make sense because our father is not even here, may he rest in peace, this mess is ridiculous. And they're that way because they act just like their mamas taught them.
But they need to be healed. They need to be healed from that.
They do.
Like, I want to speak on that because, like, y'all ever watch shows like Karamo or anything like that where they be doing, like, DNA tests and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and they be having like episodes of like family members, like the typical the daddy passes away, and then at the funeral you find out he got 5, 6 other kids,
Yeah.
and then they end up going to the show and getting these tests done, and like you said, it'd be situations like that where the siblings find out that the daddy had other kids, and they be mad at the siblings, like it's the siblings' fault they here.
It's deflection at its best.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
deflection
learning.
and deception. One thing about we all have an adversary in this world, and we have to understand that. No matter what your religion is, who is at my door? Hold on, y'all. Who is at my door this time of night?
Well, don't open it if you don't know.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
Look, you better stay on here. You better not hang up.
Yeah, you better not. You already know. I said.
Oh, I forgot. Child, y'all, don't, false alarm. I ordered some groceries. My bad. I forgot because I was deep in the conversation. Give me a second, sir. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I forgot you was coming. Baby, I was about to say, who is at my door? I needed some scallions. And
Look,
I
had
need to
us
do it for
about to
when
hop through the phone.
Child, I need to do it for when Dixie closed. I needed some scallions to go with my dinner. Child, Lord have mercy. But yeah, we all have, no matter what our religion is, we all have um a person that is the adversary, right? And he is trying, his main thing is deception, right? And our whole world has been deceived. So when we speak on these women, they live in those two words, those two D words that I said. You know what I'm saying? You too. Thank you, baby. Let me put this on my chicken. Cut it up. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what it really is. Because if you can ever get to a place where you forget that our Creator put you on this earth for a purpose, everybody is born for a purpose. Even the child that came through disaster, and I'm gonna say it like that because we're on TikTok Live. But everybody's here for a reason, and if you can be at your big old age and think and still be stuck on somebody that hurt you, baby, it's deception at its best. That's what it is.
A lack of shadow work and responsibility and accountability.
Exactly. You're right in saying that. And what we need to do is we need a deliverance and a healing, baby.
Don't we?
And
Oh, yes, we do.
I don't hear a lot of women speak on shadow work.
No,
It's like,
ooh, because you got to go deep. You got to go dark. That's
You
a
have to.
different level.
You have to, in order to get to the places that we're in right now, these three women on this phone,
yeah.
you have to go so dark. You have to and pull yourself up and be like, hold on, babe, what? And that's what changes your mentality. And that goes back to what I spoke on before. You go through it to tell somebody about it while they in their darkness, and they can say, I pulled myself out. You can too, sis. Hold your head up. You got
Hello,
this.
everybody. The inspiration. Hello.
And that's so important.
I think
That's so
that's what
important.
we forget too, is to learn lessons from other people. It's like your lessons is your lessons, my lessons is my lessons. When in reality is everybody's lessons is everybody's lessons.
And the truth of the matter is, we want to live in these secrets, right? And that's why, like, this live was so inspiring for me because I've never spoken on my story. I kept it secret. You saw the effects of me holding it in my head. But if I get it out, share the message to somebody else, maybe I can start being better. I feel better than I have in months after that weight being on my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one. Each one teach one. Hey, we gotta start staying together. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's one of them things I noticed. It don't matter if it's man or woman. Like there's really no brotherhood, and then amongst women, I don't see no sisterhood. Now, what I grew up
At
on,
all. At
No,
all.
so
it's
like
not sisterhood
Let
at
me
all.
share.
the reason for this.
Not even in the 40s anymore.
So,
Let me share with you guys. There's a my goddaughter, her and her mom, they don't always get along. And so she comes and talks to me. And she does that because she needs that sisterhood. So her mom then gets jealous because she was spending time with me and completely breaks up our sisterhood. And now the girl is like, I'm having a hard time trying to keep her with me. Like she wants to get depressed every other day because she was dependent on seeing what sisterhood looks like.
And I can relate to that too because I had a godmother. I was 8 years old when I met her. And I couldn't talk to my mom because she was so religious and she was this. Um, she's gotten better, much better in my later life. So, and my mom used to do the same thing. Oh, that ain't your mama. Okay, fine. So then so what happened? My godmother got mad recently. This happened within the last year. Got mad because now I'm pulling closer to my real mom. I have enough love in my heart for everybody to love me. I have a rule. I go when I'm celebrated and not tolerated. If you don't want me there, please understand I don't want to be there in the first place. So when it comes to your goddaughter and her mother, I think that number one, guard your heart because this can potentially be a very hurtful situation.
Oh, I'm guarded.
Okay, well, good. You got the first step.
Mm-hmm.
And then number two, try to do your best to communicate. And whenever you can get to her, let her know, God, mama still think about you. I ain't never stopped thinking about you. And I'm still for you. And
Mm-hmm.
when there's gonna be a time where, because I had that problem too. There was about a span of about 6 years I couldn't get to my godmother because I was a minor.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got grown, baby, I was in their house every day,
Mm-hmm.
every day, and just
Mm-hmm.
remind her of that it won't always be like this.
Yeah, and I do, and I also try to never speak nothing negative about her mom. Like
Hmm.
I do try to always just be upright. But then there's times when, ooh, I know that I'm fighting the words of her mom. Like, even if she doesn't say my mom says, I could just hear the things her mom is saying to her.
Well, honey,
That's crazy.
call
I could
somebody else.
totally relate to you with that.
I don't mind you calling me. Tell me, let's work through this together. But don't say it to that baby.
Hmm.
Because in my mind, I would be happy if my daughter didn't have anybody else out in the world, but she found a safe spot with you.
Exactly.
Well, I could relate to
Everybody needs a safe space.
my
We can talk.
goddaughter. My goddaughter, mom pulled her away from me only because she thought with being with me, being older but young, and her being young but wanting to be around me because I got kids and I'm still grown, she thought her daughter was going to turn out to be too fast. Now she just made 17 and she's on TikTok with little clothes on and, with I'm like,
Oh, but TikTok has an inbox feature. You can talk to her every day.
what? And I try to talk to her. Her mom won't let me reach out, but her mom will reach out to me for her prom stuff, to pay for stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's what they do. But the thing about it is, the most important fact in this situation is there is a way for you to communicate with her without her mother. If she on TikTok, that inbox feature, use it.
Yeah, she's on TikTok, but I don't know if her mom is restricting it. Her mom just married this man who's supposed to be a pastor, but they're allowing her to dress and act like that. I never carried myself like that, and I never allow her around nothing like that. I just
honey,
always
let
keep
me
her.
tell you something.
Ain't that crazy how they try to say you the bad influence and then
That
later
part,
on
and
it wasn't even you?
Right. It's more of the jealousy thing. That's why I was like, that's crazy you say that because
here's
I'm
the thing though,
that.
that what they allow her to do really ain't your business.
Yeah,
What
it ain't
you
my
need to be,
business. I
what you need to be
That
it's
concerned
is.
not.
about
You're
is no,
right.
no. Hear me out, y'all.
You're
You
right.
be concerned about her heart.
Mm-hmm.
Let her know that your confidant, the one you used to run to, I'm still here. And even if you have to say the same comment every day in her inbox, say
Mm-hmm.
it. I'm still here. And when I get the chance to be there the way I want to be, I'll still be here. That's all she needs to know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because other
Listen,
than
sis,
that, that ain't your
that's
business.
a fact.
Yeah, no, it ain't. It's just uncanny to me that you removed her from me when I was taking her to debutante little stuff and so she can learn etiquette too. And I'm taking her to little stuff to keep her busy and not in the street or on social media or any of that. You take her from me because I don't know what the reason is. And
Baby,
now
that's pure jealousy because
There
you
you
know what
go
happens
right
is
there. You
it's pure
said you was
jealousy.
doing something constructive with her. She didn't
yeah,
like
it,
that.
and doing things mainly that cost all kind of money. Okay, used to
yeah,
be a debutante. I know how much that costs. Okay,
yeah.
can't she can't do it? So she mad at you.
Mm.
But that's the purpose of a godmother to fill in what a mother can't, right?
Hey, Shug, I don't know the whole story, so I can't speak on it. But what I can tell you to do, real talk, is to make sure that little girl knows that you protect her heart
Mm-hmm.
and that you're there. That's
Yeah.
all you really have to do.
I do. Her debutante teacher even reached out to me and got her information because I told her like I don't get her no more. She like no, I want her back in this class. She really needs this class. So I gave her the number. The debutante teacher called me back. She said her mother told me to stop calling. I said, well, I don't know what to tell you, lady. I don't want my money back. The class, I don't know what to tell
I
you.
mean, thinking of that you can even go deeper than that because look at the opportunities you were giving to her daughter. Look at you said somebody was calling that was begging for her daughter to come back, and she absolutely shut it down.
Yeah,
That wasn't for her
Oh,
daughter. That
she's a
was
good.
for
That
her.
means she's a
She
good
didn't even
girl.
care about what
yeah.
made her daughter happy.
Good girl.
Yeah, I mean, I went through that. My auntie took me to debutante and we got etiquette and all that stuff. I felt like for me to have a goddaughter, I would want her to experience those same things, and be an all around woman when she get over there and have stuff to put on her resume and stuff like that, look good and stuff. I guess
To
she
be
did
a
them all.
productive citizen of society. My goddaughter, baby. When I tell you, I do the same thing.
Hmm.
So keep doing what you're doing. Like, and
Well, I have my
if
own
you,
daughter now.
hey,
I'm not giving up
do
on
it
my
again then.
goddaughter. I'm
Do it
not giving
again.
up on my goddaughter, but I have my own daughter now. It's just that I hate that happens for her.
Hey, here's your task, right? Keep doing what you're doing for your goddaughter, and
Hmm.
then do it again for yours.
Oh yeah, I am.
That's it. That's all you can. The serenity prayer is everything.
Oh yeah,
You cannot
I
change what you
definitely.
can't change, and
Yeah,
you're not responsible for other people's actions
I'm
at
not.
all.
You're right.
You're not. But what you can do what you can do, and
Right.
what you can't,
You can't.
let it roll off your back.
Right. Sounds about right.
Let it roll off your back.
It just hurts because you gain like an attachment to the child.
Now I never say it wasn't gonna hurt.
Yeah.
I what's the first thing I said was guard your heart
Yeah, you did.
because it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that hurts.
Because I've had four goddaughters and I only got one left.
See, I got one left too now, and that's because
Only
you
got
got
one
to
left.
get an
It
attachment.
hurts so bad because my heart's so big. I want to help everybody. I want to love everybody,
Yeah,
If I got it, there's not nothing that I won't give you.
right. That's me.
Like, period.
That is me.
And
And
so how
sometimes to my
about for
detriment.
you?
Okay, how about
We
this?
gotta
About this? My daughter's godmother, my best friend. She's the
Say,
total.
say, hold on. Say that again. Somebody died.
My daughter's godmother, which is my best friend.
Hmm.
She chose to call me a godmother. She do the same thing that a man would do, a halfway daddy would do. She would call her and tell her she's gonna come get her, never come get her. Don't even call her and ask her why. And I say to myself, I'm not even a bad mom. I don't even keep her from you, but why would you call my daughter and tell her these things when you know in your mind you don't have any? Why would you call her and get her hopes up? You know you don't have any anticipation on coming over here, getting her, spending time with her, and none of that. So why do that to her? Because now my daughter looking at me like, Mom, why is my godmother not coming over? And then that's bringing a wedge between me and my best friend. But I don't know what to do about that neither.
Well, with that one, cause I kind of went through something similar. You just, in a sense, you gotta place yourself on standby and just you always just gotta be there for them. You know, even when you don't have that excuse me, even when you don't have that access, or you can't save them from whatever situation they in, or things like that. Yeah, you just gotta, just hope for the best, pray for the worst, because they gon' situations like that. Yeah, they end up going through some things nonetheless, unfortunately. And you just, sometimes you just gotta wait and let time have an effect, and let the universe work its thing out. A negative don't stay a negative very long. Eventually it'll become a positive. So sometimes, not only we got to have that grace, we got to have patience too.
You're right. Because I do believe in putting pressure on coal and get diamonds, you know.
Yeah.
So I do believe in that motto, but at some point, I don't know how to explain to my daughter about my best friend's willingness, but she could call me and tell me that she's going to take our other goddaughter, which is our other best friend daughter, take her shopping to get school clothes. It's like, I'm not asking you to do nothing for my daughter, but don't call her promising her something and then don't come get her.
Yeah.
That's
It,
a
it,
line to the kids.
yeah, it's one thing to blow smoke up my ass. Don't do that to me.
Right.
Don't do that to my children, man. Cause like,
Exactly.
Oh,
heard
baby,
that,
I
man.
get mad about that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
That's cut off reason. Don't do it to my babies.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, things
My
like that.
baby
I don't
mama,
like to deal with a lot of people. Cause I
she's
Mommy, everything is there. Downstairs.
but, we've been around time. Yeah. I know it's some of us, we got to go to work. I know some of y'all in different time zones, so I know it been past time to lay it down and go to bed. So
Well,
yes,
before I
yes,
get ready to go, can I have one more comment with our topic? What's really wrong with single mothers?
go ahead.
Nothing's wrong with single mothers as long as she's got her network and her community with her.
There you go.
Whoever that is.
Bingo.
I raised my children on my own. Their fathers were here, but they weren't here. And I'm very proud of them. And so it doesn't ruin our children. We just know who to call when we need help. And we always need to ask for that help
There you
when
go.
we need it.
There you go.
Yep. That's the village to raise.
And honestly, like, May from above, I caught myself. No, that's what we were saying before you got on, like for real. And
Okay.
I was explaining that part of the problem that we have is we wait too long to ask for help. So thank you for that confirmation.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're welcome. And I enjoyed you guys this evening. I think that this is going to turn into a great channel that you have here, Mr. Ali. I like that. You're not afraid to go deep on your channel and have the conversations that are missing from our communities.
Got to.
Yes, we do. I'm very proud of you for stepping out and doing that.
Now, one thing I know about my male best friend, he's hard on everybody in his life. Okay? Everybody. But it's with a purpose. It's with a purpose.
It's with love, though.
Love and a purpose. Those two things go together. Love and a purpose. Like, because we all need to start to look at ourselves and things that we want to hide from, start facing it. Because if we can't face it, we can't correct it.
I put it
We're the
like
ones that's got to do it.
with my friend, like I say, she know me. I give y'all something about me because everybody done gave something about me. About them. So I give you something about me. I'm an Aries, so I'm very strong. Not just strong headed. I'm strong, and if you be around me, I'm gonna build you up to make you strong. So like, I just don't identify faults. I be like, okay, how can we fix this? How can we make this better? Or how can we make this a little bit smoother? How can we take this weight off of you? You know, like I'm about making things run smoother. Like I don't like the chaos, and I don't like for things to be hectic.
Right.
In structure and order. And I know it's some of us that don't have it. And a lot of it is because we don't have that support system, that tribe, that village, whatever we want to call it. So it's like, I hear too many platforms, podcasts, whatever you want to call them, and all they do is go back and forth. The woman this, the man. Okay, let's identify why,
Right.
and cover the reasons why.
And
And
it's
then
called unity.
not make this shit be that way.
Right.
Unity all day.
We already got so many divisions, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey man, like at least come together with us and
Hey, lady,
the rest of the shit.
I got a question, lady.
What's up?
How do you become submissive when you're too strong and independent?
Oh, May from above. You want this one, or should I take it?
Go ahead.
I mean, I would.
I think submissive, that more so applies to a woman than a man, so I don't think I'm adequately equipped to answer that question.
Well, first of all, she addressed the women in the first place.
Oh, I
So,
think I did hear because
yes, she did.
she was
She did.
breaking
She
up,
did.
so I was trying to hear. So I didn't hear that part. I just heard her going to a question. I'm sorry. I apologize.
So,
It's okay.
here's the thing, though. One thing you have to identify with yourself is: do you want to be managed?
Well,
Do you want to be?
I have a husband, and he's an Aries.
But do you want to be managed? That's the question. That's for you. Do you want to be?
It's
Okay, look,
too late now because she's married.
So I'm
No,
married.
but no, that's not too late. It's not too late. It's not too late.
Well, okay,
It's not
I'm
too
saying
late.
this. I think it's the choice of words because I feel like as a human, I shouldn't be managed at all. We should be able to take
Well,
care
you
of other
said
people.
a strong woman.
Yes, right.
So maybe, yeah, you're right. That was the wrong choice.
maybe you should have asked what is her definition.
Correct.
Yeah, her breakdown.
Okay, you're right. Wrong choice of words again. Yeah, you're right.
So we both wrong. And
Yeah.
we're gonna fix it right now. We're gonna fix it. So for me, and I have experienced this, I had to deal with I'm a single mom, right? So I gotta be man and woman.
That was me.
Right. So when I said, why do you want to be managed? So
Okay, go ahead.
wait, but hold on, but let me ask you this question.
Yeah, elaborate.
Does your husband give you something to submit to? That's real.
He does.
And
There's
but
something else.
again, that goes back to my initial question. Why do you want to be managed? And the reason that I said that is, right? Hear me out.
Uh-huh.
As a single mother, holding everything on your bed,
Uh-huh.
I told the last guy that wanted to be a part of me, and I said, I want to put everything on my shoulders on you.
Oh no, that's not good.
Not everything,
No.
but the things I can handle, I can handle,
Okay.
and the things I can't, like changing the light bulb, getting the
Uh-huh.
bug,
Uh-huh.
all those things, ladders, up, the list goes on. Those type of things. So worrying about how these bills gonna be paid. Is
Right.
these kids okay? So
Okay.
I want to be me personally. When I say not manage,
Okay.
I want to go into my nurturing role if I have a partner. So my question to you is, why do you feel like you can't be submissive? Tell me that.
My structure, my mom raising me, a single mother raising me, and then I went to the service after high school, and that made me even stronger. And my husband is still a chivalrous. He still likes to open doors and stuff for me.
From what
And
this
then, and you know
tells
what I would
me
do?
is,
Hold on, look. You know what I would do when he tried to open the door? I could open the door. It's okay, God. I feel like that's wrong.
then you don't want that. That means that you don't want to be submissive, and that's the main thing.
And that's
Like,
really what I do. I just
no,
don't
the
know
truth of the matter, and
how.
let me tell you why.
I just
Because
don't
I'm
know.
not going to tell you something without telling you why.
All
I'm
right.
gonna give
Okay.
you the statement and the reason why. Right?
Okay.
So it's so hard being raised by a single mother.
Yeah.
It's even harder going into these people's service.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a federal employee, so I have to be quiet about what I say. Okay. Yeah. I have to catch myself.
Yeah.
This why we on part 2 of this episode, because things got your phone.
Correct. Question.
What's up?
Okay, so I'm a veteran too, a wartime. Oops, I don't know if I can say that. So
I'm not a veteran, but I'm a federal employee. Okay.
okay. Well,
Veteran and a federal.
I'm just saying that I'm super strong. I'm one of the strongest people that I know, and that's not nothing to be bragging about.
No.
But let me tell you how God taught me about submissiveness. First of all, He sent me somebody that required it. We talked about it. And He got me to understand that submissive is not what I thought it was.
That's my thing.
So what's your definition?
Right.
So for me, I thought, oh, you just want to tell me what to do and I'm supposed to do it? But He had to teach me and had to show me that that's not what submissive is.
Correct.
You know, you have somebody that's going to take care of you in all the ways, like you the person, not your bills.
Right.
You got
Emotionally.
somebody that's taking care of you like that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go on and let them do that.
I do.
Because, yes.
So tell me, what's your problem? It sounds like you've already identified the problem.
Right.
Can I ask this?
Okay,
Is that
that's
something that you're used to?
Okay. Huh?
Is that something that you're used to?
I'm not. The thing is, I'm not used to submissive. I'm not used to have. I'm not used to that. I'm used to independent.
Okay. It's muffled. I can't hear nothing you saying.
Your mama.
I'm sorry. It's like
Twitter.
every woman in my family so independent. Nobody has a man. Everybody has it's successful. You like so but I want to be submissive. I want to break the cycle.
But
You don't
Okay,
okay,
need
so
anybody
y'all let me take this because I can really truly
let me get this
have
for a little
something
bit.
to say about this for real.
Let me get this. Let me get this deep. Let me get this for a little bit, and then I'm gonna
Okay.
tag you.
Okay.
You not every family.
Huh?
You not every woman in your family.
Right.
I
And every
agree.
woman in your family can be used. Hold on. Every woman in your family can be used in the reference either, especially if you're saying things that they don't have that the normal and what we would call the average woman is supposed to have if she's within her essence, so to speak.
Yeah. Right.
So, and then I had asked you, the way your husband is, chivalry and all that. I asked, was that something that you was used to, and you said no.
I'm
So
not.
it's you, lady, and indeed, this one I'm finna tag you in after I say that.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
gotta,
Before you take her in, may I say this?
Mm-hmm.
My we're from California. He's from the South. And
okay,
I
and I'm
don't
from the
want to
south
tarnish
too.
that. I don't want to tarnish that. But I feel like my California ways is really gonna run my husband away or something.
It
Yo,
ain't.
it
Independent,
ain't.
strong, self-worth.
So yeah, okay, now okay, let me go. Let me go. Let me say this.
All right, I take you and go ahead.
Okay, so listen. My mother was born to a 14-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother was born to I think 16-year-old.
Sounds about right.
So and don't quote me on that age because my granny, I don't know. I'm talking about my grandmother.
Yeah. My
My
grandmother was
mother,
12 and my
my
mom was 14.
mother is the only person in my family that has a successful marriage.
See? Nobody has
So,
a marriage.
let me tell you this. So
You
why is
identify
it
what's wrong, but you don't have to buy into it or be like, well,
you
the woman in
don't?
my family
You
was like
don't.
that, and that's what you're used to. You don't have to accept that shit.
You
No, that's
don't.
true.
You
That's
really
true. That's
don't.
why I am reaching out to you guys because it's effective for me because that's just like when you a daily routine. After a while, it becomes so uniform. That's just what you're
But
used to, and I don't
baby,
want to be
but
like that.
baby,
Oldest daughter out of
it's
here, like,
something you have to go into. It's something you have to tap into within your soul and ask yourself
you
what you want
identifying it, just
from
put it
your
in the
life.
proper place.
Y'all, my husband was shaking. I'll be like, "Oh, I got it. You don't have to get it. I'll get up there and get it." He'll just shake his
So
head like, this lady."
when he
That's
shake his head, the problem that I
type of
have.
reaction.
Oh, we talking at the same time.
That don't deserve that type of reaction. Like
It don't,
a
and
lot of
I
women
noticed
don't
that.
get what you getting.
think about how
Right. That's why
that
I'm
man was raised
What I
because
need
I
you to
had a
think about
right.
is when he shake his head, you don't know what's going on in his head.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, that can
That's
be an
so
so
that
indicator.
that's the
scares
main
me.
thing, and I need you
That's
to
what
think
scares
about.
me. That's why I'm asking y'all these questions because that's what
So
scares
I'm
me.
trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. I'm
Go
trying to tell
ahead.
you. Let me say what I need to say.
Go ahead.
So here's the thing, though, pertaining to the generational curseness that you've been with, through, right?
Hmm.
The question: have you asked yourself, do you want that for your life?
I did. And that's why I'm here asking y'all questions because I don't.
Well, no, really, you did, but you don't. But you now you want your husband.
No, I want my husband. I want to be submissive, but I'm so used to being independent. Sometimes I lash out on him, and I think that takes a big effect in our marriage. Because he'll
You
It
don't
shake his
have to
head
is.
and
do it
walk
all.
It
away. And I'm
is.
like, dang, am I
It
doing
is.
something wrong? Because to
You
me, it's
don't
not
have to do it
wrong.
all by yourself.
Yes, that's what he tells me. But I feel like I don't be doing nothing
You,
wrong.
you gotta let you got a man and overstand and understand that. Take that in.
Please
Man,
understand.
a southern man at that.
Yes, I
The
love
best
Let
type
that
of
it.
man to
man be a
have.
man,
Right.
and you
That's
gonna
all
have
I'm
a
gonna
happy
do.
life. Trust.
But
Yeah.
you have to want that for yourself. And the
Yeah.
thing about it is, it's a good thing that you're asking the question right now, right? It's a
Yeah.
great thing, actually. So, what I need you to do is think about how you would feel as if, because you're driving him away. A
Yeah,
Southern
I
man,
know that.
you
Can I
driving
can
him
I
away.
ask you this?
I'm listening.
Have you ever had a man that catered and poured into you?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not used to
I
it.
want to. I
Yeah,
want to tell you about that. I mean,
let him do it.
I'm
yes.
trying.
Let him do it.
I'm being honest. I've tried, y'all. I'm serious. I tried and I
But
sit
again, I go back to the whole question of what do you want for your life? And I'm
Yeah.
gonna put a caveat on that.
Don't worry
What you
about
gonna do to get
went
it?
on in your past.
right.
A lot of that obviously ain't no good reference.
It's
You can
not.
make your
That's why
personal
I'm trying to
future
fix
going
it.
forward.
And so
So
listen to all y'all
here's the
beautiful
thing that my
people
bishop
on here.
said:
I thought
you
maybe I
can't
could
go
tell them
forward
how.
backing up.
True.
So again, I keep asking, what do you want for your life,
I
and
want
what
my
are you willing
mentor.
to do to get it?
Oh, I'm gonna go hard. That's why I'm here asking questions. I'm gonna
So,
figure it
hey,
out.
hey, Summer Walker said, "Hey, girl, shut your mouth.
Hey,
But
Shut
that's
your mouth. Be quiet.
listen.
Let
But
that man
listen.
be a man."
If that
Yeah.
man
Shut your mouth and be
it's
quiet. Let
not
a
even my
man be a
mouth because
man.
I'm very like I'm not gonna say trained. I'm tamed. I'm very tamed. It's just that I like to do it myself
I'm
sometimes. And
not talking about just your mouth. I'm talking about your actions. The way
yeah,
you thinking.
yeah,
What you
yeah.
think to do. If
you
you
don't
think to do it, just stop. Just
Okay,
stop.
you don't
you're
have to
right.
be guarded.
And do the opposite. Honestly,
That
start
bingo.
practicing that.
He
Do the
said
opposite.
he hit the nose. He hit the donkey on the nose.
You
What
don't
did he
have to
That's
be
my
say?
guarded.
problem.
Here.
Look,
That's my
understand
problem.
if you can identify what you got going on with you,
That's the best thing.
you can identify. Hold on, D. You can if you can identify that, you can identify that that man ain't giving you no reason for you to be that way.
I'm not, and I feel bad. That's why I'm talking to y'all.
You,
I don't have so many of
he
these
know he got a
conversations.
flower, but he trying to get you to bloom, and you shutting off.
True. I'm like the stubborn weed right now, and I'm trying
Yeah.
to because the guy. I mean, from coming from where I'm from, these guys ain't worth it. Like they are so, you know, and I have
Where
to
you
put that
from is
guard
where
up.
you from. Like I'm from somewhere too, but that shit
And
don't make
well, I'm from where he from, and baby, we got the
it's
same
just
problem.
that's all. That shit don't mean
I'm
that shit said
saying,
nah. Don't
and
give
now I feel like I
don't
found
give
a diamond in the rough. So
no
I'm sorry.
disrespect to the city or nothing like that. No disrespect to mine, but like that ain't the shit what make me.
Mm-mm.
For real.
It has to be a
I left
decision.
that behind that go in my city, so it didn't make me that way. Honestly,
It has to be a personal decision.
yeah, facts.
It
That's
was.
all.
It was.
If that's what you really want, accept and embrace that shit. Like I say, a lot of women is not getting no doors open and shells pulled down, and you know,
A lot of women are trying to get there, Sky, and
You
you
hear
already.
me?
I no, y'all. That's why I feel so bad. I
Me
know.
included. Trying to get there.
I
Listen,
know.
listen, because
And that's why I'm trying
and
to
that's
keep
why
it. I don't want to lose it.
I want to tell you some important things, but I can't talk loud, guys.
Drop it in the chat.
Yeah, drop
But
it.
listen, there were several points. The first point I wanted to share that I'm from a family that everybody has been married forever. I don't know my aunties that married into the family from the ones that are family. I see them all as the same.
That's a good thing.
So, and when there's none of those problems that most couples really share because everybody still has their roles, so therefore everybody knows their place, and everybody still has their own personality. Because listen, I'm a strong woman, but I'm probably the most quietest and most meek one out of the whole bunch.
That's me.
And so when I'm looking at them, I see that they are being soft and submissive with their husbands, even though they really running the show.
See?
And
Man
so,
is the head, woman's the neck, all day.
yeah. And so you can do it. And then, as far as all of your other people not having what you have, just remember that you have it, and you don't want to not have it like they have it. And so, if you, and then I wanted to say that it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. The one that got me to be able to submit, it took a few months. It's nothing that's going to happen overnight. So know that. But when you get there, it'll be the greatest reward.
I bet it is, because see, I done been married before. It was in the survey, and that marriage ended so bad that turned me. That walk became still. Like what I just knew. Nobody. I'm focused. I'm driven. Ain't nobody coming and ruining this again. That hurt too bad. And now this man is here. God said,
And then let me tell you.
I fooled you. You thought you wasn't gonna be able to love again, and this man came to love on me.
Let him love on you. Because if
And
you
I
got
know
a
he
good
did, but I
country
just
man,
don't know how to submit to him the right way. Like,
listen, it's gonna get easier when you realize.
Go ahead.
It's gonna get easier when you realize the next time you get ready to say this, that, or don't want to have your door open for you or whatever. Just whatever your first name is, call it out to yourself and say, don't be like that. And just let that man do it, because let me tell you, it's not just something that he is doing. It's who he is. His mama taught him how to be like that.
yes. Now,
Right.
see, that's the reason why I married the man. I know all of this. I'm a very intelligent woman, but my actions won't allow me to
Girl,
let
they
this man
will.
love
They
me
will.
properly.
You can change that. It can change.
It's scary.
It's
You
not
just make sure that Mr. know you a little spicy,
Yes, I'm
but
very.
that you better.
So here's the thing.
It's
Here's
not.
my main point.
Hold
Do
on, D,
you
hold on.
you think he don't know that? He married you for that reason. He know you spicy.
Yeah.
He knows everything about you, and he still chose you.
He probably know that
He
part
loved
of
you in
the
spite
most.
of, yes, he loves you for that reason.
I don't need him to run away for that reason, because I can be a little strong. Like, I could come off like too motherly sometimes, and I know I can, because these are the things that I've been told previously. Like, you talk to me like I'm a kid, and it's like I'm not trying to talk to you like that. But for you to be an adult and I have to address something that you know as a kid, as an adult, that's why you feel like a kid. Like, I done been through, and I just don't want to lose this man, y'all. And you know what? For y'all to talk to me about it and to know his struggle, I'm not saying y'all personally know him, but y'all all origin from the South, so y'all understand his hospitality.
Well, I understand me personally on a different.
Hold on, D. We got to peel some layers back.
Oh Lord.
Take off some of them. Take off some of them hats.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I don't know.
You saw some things at one time.
And you know, you're right. I don't know how.
Take off that masculine hat. Put that
Yes.
feminine hat on sometime. Go get in touch with her. Let her come out and play sometime.
Find her.
Listen, I got a challenge for you.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, and I'm finna follow you too, so we can talk about it, because I want you to consciously, the next time you feel yourself wanting to be the boss or be Miss Independent, I need you to consciously tell yourself no.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Do the
Right.
opposite.
Ain't nothing wrong with no. Understand that. Ain't nothing wrong with no.
Right. No, I love no.
Yes, and then part two, when you do it, when you don't do whatever it is you want to do and let that man just guide you or whatever, I want you to think about how that feels.
Exactly.
I want you to feel that weight lift off of your shoulders. And then thirdly, I want you to stop telling yourself, but I can't, because yes, you can.
That's what I think. And it's crazy because I just don't even see my face. But
Stop being scared.
yes, okay. Okay. That's what it is.
He know
Everybody never
I can say
falls
it
in
like,
love.
I'm
I'm married. I don't understand why I'm so
being
afraid. I'm
scared.
married.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
The best thing she said was to pay attention to your feelings.
Yes.
When you and what I said, and she said it too. What the main thing is, your mind, you can't trust your mind right now.
No.
So you start doing the opposite. If your mind tells you do something else. And then when you do it, pay attention to how you feel. And I promise you that'll fix the issue.
Yeah.
Okay, look. I wanna let y'all in on this little one thing about me. I think it's a toxicity trait too. I don't know if I said that right, but
Oh, baby, pray against that.
even though I know my husband is a good man, I give him that. That's the whole reason why I married him. The moment I see a red flag that brought trauma to my life that he does, not saying that he's doing it on purpose, because we all have human errors. That's when I chill back in. Like, I'll come out and I try to be a little bit submissive, but if I see that, I'm like, oh no, I'm not about to do that. No, I'm not. I refuse to. You're not about to do me like he did. And that's what I gotta learn how to separate that.
I'm gonna be a little.
You do. Okay.
And I got my friends ain't no help. My friends ain't no help. That's
Well,
why
don't listen to them girls. First of all, don't listen to them girls.
Hey,
Right.
this ain't got nothing to do with them.
At all.
You know how you supposed to be able to go talk to your girls and get it.
Girl, no,
Keep your
that's
girl
not
out
the
of your
truth.
business.
Right. Don't talk to your
Ooh.
girls about your marriage. You're married now.
Yes.
Yeah, see,
We don't talk to.
single people.
Here's the right. No, the thing about it is the reason I love Ali, my best friend.
Yeah, go ahead. And I'm
I talked to him about it. I ain't talking to no bitch about my husband. Is you
And my
serious?
husband would.
Yeah,
They don't understand him.
You know, my husband would be livid if
I'm
he
not.
heard that I went to a man and
I'm
talked to
not
him.
talking to a female about my husband. I'm gonna talk to a man.
See, I would just have to talk to God, because my husband would be livid if I talked to a man about him. Like,
But you already doing it. You doing it now.
Ask him about him.
he don't
You
know it
doing it now.
though. Right, he don't know it though. So don't tell
In
him.
that case, that would be the man you supposed to go and talk to.
Exactly, that's what he says.
And so what he's
talk to
gonna
him.
tell you, what my best friend is gonna tell you, he's gonna tell you the things that you want to know, and then he's gonna redirect you to your husband. Because the thing that we
That's
need
what
to understand.
That's what y'all folk like. Y'all not just husband and wife. Y'all best friend. Like that's your homeboy. You his homegirl. Like that's that. Like y'all ain't supposed to stop dating each other just because y'all married. Like y'all still supposed to be like how y'all were when y'all were talking to each other.
Right. And he's not supposed to know anything that anybody else knows. And so yeah, you messing up right now, but it's a safe place, and we ain't gonna tell him. But the thing about it is though, that man, you talk to that man just like I talk to my best friend. You talk to him.
Yeah,
Don't talk to nobody else but him, because
I talk to him.
Ali's gonna redirect me to my man all day long.
I don't understand. I talk to him, but it's hard for the understanding. Even though we're married now, it's like I don't know.
So what you need to do is the resolution in this situation.
I guess I don't know.
The resolution in the situation is, now that you know, you can't talk to Ali because that's not it.
Right.
You found three women that you can talk to. It's gonna give you sound advice. Okay? I'm not going to tell you to do anything other than go talk to your husband.
Exactly.
If you need to vent to me, I will tell you that, and I'm gonna tell you to go back to your husband.
Exactly.
Like, it's like this. Nonetheless, y'all got to have some kind of line of communication.
It's
But them girls that's your friends, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
How you messed up.
even though he's a strong man, is he also like mild tone?
Yes.
Okay, because that's what my country guy is. And listen, you don't have to say too much for them, and you can't expect them to say too much because they really don't have too much to say.
When he say something, he stand on it, and I accept that. I love that about him.
Yeah, his goal is to please you, sweetheart.
Right. He don't say much, but if he say something, then that means it's an issue, and he's addressed, and I will take it into consideration because I know my husband don't have too many complaints.
Yes. That's the best advice I can give you, other than that.
Right. Take your husband's word as his word.
Right.
But stop talking to your girlfriends. Don't do that.
I am. I have 2 weeks now, and I ain't talked to them. I really don't like them no more.
Don't. And you will feel like that if you
Girl,
if
they
they
gonna
keep
try to
steering you
bring you
wrong.
to
Don't do
the
that.
other side.
Cause they always want me to be living single, and I can't. I told them y'all need to go find you a man.
Number one thing, okay, a married woman shouldn't have single friends.
True. But I ain't got no married friends. Ain't nobody want to get married over
Hey,
here.
Girl,
okay,
let me tell you
listen.
something.
Not
Hey,
where I'm from.
You go find them. I know it's plenty of couples
um,
that
there
find them.
are those. There,
Like,
yes.
I ain't on my kids.
So when I was married, I had all my friends, and but see, the reason why I'm divorced, all my friends still married, so I don't talk to them no more for that reason because that's not how we move. Those are our standards as women. We don't do that. It hurt, but hey, I understood because I don't move like that. That's a standard. Married people talk to married people. Single people talk to single people. That's simple.
I have a story about that actually because one of my best friends, she was married and I was single. And her husband was at work talking about his wife hanging out with me, the single girl.
Mm.
And the guy that he was talking to said, "So you let your married wife hang out with a single girl?"
Mm-mm.
And the dude and her husband said, "Well, yes, I do. I don't have no problems with her." And he said, "I want to meet her." And let me tell you, that man married me because he said, if that married man let you hang out with his married wife, you all right with me.
Well, and it goes to characteristics, right? So a lot of our society, people are genuinely, whoo, child, they genuinely. I used to say genuinely good, but they teeter. I'm gonna say teeter. I'm gonna say teeter. Not good or bad, but they teeter, right? And if there's a situation that they're in that you're not in, and you call your single friend, oh, this nigga did, oh, child, he didn't talk to me about it. It could be the simplest issue, right? I'm just venting, but you have to think about the perspective of the person who's giving you the advice.
Always.
Right. And what I found in my experience is the advice don't ever go back to your husband, other than my best friend. Okay?
Girl, I be there told you, you better go home. I got my company coming over. Better
That
get
part,
on.
like, girl, go home to your man. Go home to your man. That's my main thing. Like, for real. Like, no cap. So my my best friend since I was no, our grandmothers are our best friends. So I've known her since birth. When she got married, she stopped talking to us. And she didn't mean no beat by it. And she made it clear. But to me, it felt weird. But then I had to sit down and think about it. I understood. She got to deal with her family now. But when her brother died and everybody else died, hey, we show up. We show up when major situations in your life. We just show up. Hell, when my sister died, she showed up.
That's how it's supposed to be. I ain't mad at you. I just got to go over here and build this up right quick.
Right. We ain't mad at all, and we don't talk like that. But in the major moments, if I ever text you and say, because it was a text, something happened. I got a text, something happened. We're there. So the main thing is with mature women, heavy on the mature women. That's how we operate.
Yeah. I think this was a
Where did
success.
no, she didn't even hit no more. Where did she go?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we can go back to our lives now because she gone.
Yeah.
I
I
guess
mean,
it's fine.
we
Yeah,
I gotta go back to them three letters in the morning.
Hey, I'm gonna get me something to eat, and then I gotta get comfortable. I enjoyed you guys. I'm gonna chime in the next time I see you go live. I
okay.
would like
Thank you,
to.
thank you.
What's the schedule, Ali?
You know I'm like
You can't be random. I
I've been doing one in the morning and like one like later on in the evening. I might keep
so
it.
them three letters got me scheduled from 9:30 to 6, and it's gonna take me about an hour to get home.
Okay, so yeah, boy, six my time is 7 your time. That's not correct
Right.
because you say
Well, I know honestly that works because by the time I get home at 7, it's 7 my time. That
yeah.
works. That's how it happened. Like I was just getting home when you went on live tonight.
Okay, good. Yeah, I might keep that. I might keep that little time front because I know it do be a lot of people that be working, want this time, can't.
So the morning time live I can't get on, but you can text me any day.
I think what I do in the morning is just more so stuff that I would just feel that need to be put out there, not more so in the form of an open dialogue. Like, hey, look, start your morning, pick up some juice. I'm gonna sprinkle these on you just in case you have a few thoughts about this. And then in the evening, yeah, because that's when everybody got
The
time.
meat and the potatoes.
Yeah, then we can have open panel discussion.
Right. I can't do the morning time. But so let's put together the schedule for the series that we need to continue.
Hey guys, are y'all talking private? Because I can drop down.
Well, I was finna, I'm finna get ready to close the show, so I just tell Dita, give me about give me about 10 minutes, let me close the show and all that,
And
and
I call your phone.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll work.
Later.
Have a good night.
Peace, peace, good night, good night. And without that, I want to who came on, and
We really can't even hear you right now. Just say good night.
Good
y'all
night.
can't
I'm
hear
gonna
me?
drop.
Good night. Just say good night.
Nah, I need for them to hear me, man. I got this whole thing, like I'm professional with it.
She done hopped off, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all can go. That's fine. That's fine. I'm finna close out my show.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, all right, peace, y'all. With that being said, I want to thank everybody who came and spoke and dropped some juice for everybody to listen to. Um, I'd like to take the time to put out there that if there's any topics you like for me to speak on, any questions you got that you want some answers to, you can email them to knowledgeforknowledge24@gmail.com, and we'll go over them on a live episode. But thank y'all for joining Knowledge for Knowledge, an exchange of information with Knowledge Ali, celebrating the richness and the culture. We hope that this episode has inspired you and empowered you. So remember, knowledge is power, and together we can uplift and transform our community. Stay tuned, stay tapped in with us on social media, and share your thoughts and stories with us. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep shining. Peace. Shalom.